Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's be real, we all have them now. AI assistants on our phones, in our web browsers, just sitting there, ready to help us with pretty much anything at a moment's notice. But what if all that constant, instant help? Well, what if it comes with a hidden cost? Some new research suggests it might, and the price could be surprisingly high for our own abilities. Let's get into it.
So the folks behind this study start us off with this fantastic analogy. Picture this. You're a mentor and you're teaching a student how to code. At first, you help them with every little problem. But pretty soon you have this dawning realization. They're not actually learning to code. Nope, they're learning to rely on you. A good human mentor knows when to step back, right? They know the most valuable thing they can do is let the student struggle a bit and figure it out for themselves.
And you can see that difference laid out perfectly right here. A human mentor, they're playing the long game. It's all about your growth. But in AI, it's programmed for the short-term win. It gives you the perfect answer right now, every single time. It's never going to say, hey, you know what? Why don't you try this one on your own first? That's just not what it's built to do. And that brings us to the absolute core question these researchers wanted to tackle. Is this constant fire hose of instant solutions actually making us better? Or is it quietly chipping away at our ability to learn and think for ourselves when the AI isn't there to hold our hand? Okay, let's dive into the experiments and see what they found. So to get a real causal answer, the team designed a series of really clever experiments. And the first one used a task that, let's be honest, many of us still have nightmares about: solving fraction problems. The setup was a classic randomized controlled trial, super straightforward. They got over 350 people, split them into two groups. Group 1 got an AI assistant for the first 12 out of 15 problems. The other group, the control group, they were on their own for all 15. Simple as that. And, at first the results are, well, they're exactly what you'd think would happen. That orange line there, that's the group with AI help. For those first 12 problems, their performance is amazing, super high, super stable. Meanwhile, you see the control group in green kind of struggling as the problems get tougher. So far, no surprises. AI helps you solve problems better. Check. But here comes the real test. This is the moment of truth. What happened during those final 3 problems when the researchers took the AI away from everybody? What do you think happened? Well, the results were, wow. They were stark. Let's break this down. On the left, you've got the solve rate. The AI group, that's in yellow, their performance just completely cratered. It dropped way below the control group that never even had help to begin with. But honestly, the chart on the right is even more telling. That's the skip rate, how often people just gave up. The AI group skip rate was nearly double the control group's, and this is the crucial part. After just 10 or 15 minutes, relying on AI didn't just hurt their performance, it seems like it crushed their persistence. They just stopped trying. Okay, that is a really powerful finding, but, good researchers always want to dig deeper. So they started wondering, was it just using AI that caused this drop, or did it matter how people were using it? And that's exactly what the second experiment was designed to find out. So this time, after the experiment was over, they just asked the folks in the AI group a simple question. How did you use the tool? And the answer was pretty overwhelming. As you can see, a whopping 61%, the vast majority, admitted they just used the AI to get the answer directly. Only about a quarter of them used it more thoughtfully, for hints or maybe to get a clarification. And this next chart just brilliantly shows the impact of that choice. Take a look at the results. The group that used AI for direct answers, that's that yellow dot right there, they performed the worst of everyone. Not just worse than the control group, but even worse than the people who use the AI for hints. And look, they also had the highest rate of just giving up. So it seems the real danger isn't just using AI, it's using it as a crutch instead of a collaborator. All right, so now we've got a pretty clear link between relying on AI and seeing your performance and persistence drop, at least in math. But is this just a math thing, or is it a sign of something much broader going on with our brains? Let's move on to experiment number 3. For their final test, the researchers completely switched gears. They swapped out the math problems for a totally different kind of mental task: reading comprehension. They actually used passages and questions from SAT practice materials, a skill that's all about critical thinking and understanding nuance, not just calculating a single right answer. And what they found was remarkable. The result was exactly the same. The group that had AI help, their performance totally tanked on the problems where they were on their own. And once again, just look at that sky-high skip rate. They were way more likely to just quit. This is a huge deal because it strongly suggests this isn't about one specific skill. It's a general consequence of offloading our thinking to AI. So let's zoom out. We've got 3 experiments, 2 very different domains, and 1 crystal clear pattern. But what's really going on here? What's the deep down mechanism? And what does this actually mean for us in our day-to-day lives? Well, the researchers point to this really well-known concept in psychology called cognitive offloading. Look, we do it all the time. Using a calculator is cognitive offloading. Using GPS is cognitive offloading. We're handing over some of the mental work to an external tool. And yeah, it makes us faster and more efficient in the moment, but there's a risk. When the tool is gone, our own internal ability might have gotten a little rusty. AI just puts that whole process on steroids. The paper uses this chillingly perfect metaphor, the boiling frog. The idea is that each time we ask an AI for a quick answer, it feels totally harmless. It's just one little act of convenience, right? But the cumulative effect of doing that day after day, year after year, it could be a slow, gradual erosion of our own cognitive skills that we don't even notice is happening until it's way too late.
So what's really at risk here? The researchers argue it's 2 big things. First, AI completely messes with our reference point for what hard work feels like. When answers are instant, real, actual effort feels agonizingly slow, which makes us way more likely to give up. And second, we're being robbed of the productive struggle, that essential process of wrestling with a problem that builds not just knowledge but also self-knowledge. We forget how to push through, we forget what we're actually capable of on our own.
And that leaves us with this final, incredibly important question to think about. As these amazing tools get woven deeper and deeper into the fabric of our lives, the goal can't just be about all the cool stuff we can do with them. We have to start seriously considering what abilities, what resilience, and what crucial human skills we might be losing when we can no longer function without them.